Oh my God. I'm literally speechless. Okay, so the other day, while on my moon cycle, something triggered me. And I'm very self aware, but something triggered me with my daughter specifically. And I pretty much blew up on her. And then I went in my room and I started to look up things because I wanted to really dig deep to understand that even though I hadn't had a episode or whatever you want to call it, even though I hadn't had a moment like that in a really long time, which shows my growth, in that moment, I wanted to understand what was going on with me on a subconscious level. So I came to my room and I cried. Of course, I cried because I felt like shit. Like, I felt very remorseful. I felt very guilty. I felt all of these, a plethora of emotions. And I didn't meditate that night, but I did some research and I typed in very specific sentence and was like, what does it mean when you belittle your child or something like that, something of that nature? And there was something that popped up and it was like, I was like trying to understand, like, what does it mean with you? But it ended up telling me that when you do that, it's in an attempt to make the child feel bad. And that was a realization that I had. It was like, oh my God, I never, ever say anything or blow up or have these reactive moments to make her feel bad. If anything, it's to make myself feel better, right? So I'm realizing that moment, I'm like, it's not to make her feel any kind of way. This is not even about her. This is about me. So I went, after looking that up, I went to my YouTube and typed in the same exact thing because I was looking for videos that would lead me somewhere. I don't even know where, because I didn't end up watching not one video at that moment. I knew that it was too much for me to watch a video. I didn't want a downward spiral. And so I sat there for a moment. I realized that this is not about her. This is about me. And so I got up and I went to the bathroom. And of course, she's coming out her room. So in that moment, I was talking to her and I apologized to her. And I told her how it made me feel, but also how I never wanted her to think that it's her fault. How I respond to her is never her fault. It's never on her. I told her, this is not about you. This is about me. This is about me getting better. And when I feel that way, how important it is for me to apologize, because I'm very remorseful, genuinely, but also there's a part of me that knows, because I've been through so much in my life as a little girl, that once you say something to a child, and I even saw it in a book, the book that I had just read called Superbrain, I saw when you tell a child what to do versus what you tell a child what they are, the thing that sticks the most is what you tell them that they are. And so I was just really aware in that moment that once you tell a child what they are, that child now internalizes those things, and the only way for them to heal is to go inward. And so, like, every time you tell a child, whether they're your child or anybody from child to adult, adult to child, adult to adult, now that person has to look inward, and they either one, internalize it, or they understand that it was not their fault. Your reaction to them was not their fault. So anyway, she's very mature and understands that every emotion that I have is not hers to carry. So she understood what I was trying to translate to her, which I love so much, because it just makes it, I feel like it just lightens the load for both of us. That way I'm not internalizing and she's also not internalizing, but I think I'm internalizing more than her ultimately because of my trauma that I'm healing. But anyway, doing all of that kind of sparked my curiosity and my interest to start back meditating again. So today is day one. I decided to do a 40-minute meditation for inner child. And I mean, it's kind of been a theme in my life, like meditation, even all the way down to Abundant Waters on Instagram. Yesterday, she did a live on the star seeds and just told us how important it is to ground and meditate daily during this time and point in the shift that is happening. So I did. And also the Magnetic Self podcast. I think it's called To Be Magnetic. Yes. The To Be Magnetic podcast is what I'm always listening to, and it just reiterates the importance of inner child healing in order to like manifest certain things in your life, because you don't manifest from your thoughts, you manifest from your subconscious beliefs. So nonetheless, I started to meditate again, and today is day one, and I did a 40-minute meditation on inner child healing. And it's been a really long time since I meditated, but it's been a long time since I did an inner child meditation. And of course, initially I felt that it was a little bit hard to relax into it, but once I got into it, I got into it. And so I want to talk a little bit about my meditation and what it taught me and what it revealed to me. So you just basically get really comfortable focusing on your breath in the beginning, and then you're able to invite your inner child into the room with you. And once I invited her into the room, I instantly started crying because I just knew there was so much to unpack. And I was nervous. I was definitely nervous. But I asked myself, like, how are you feeling? And I just let her reveal everything to me. And I literally had flashbacks from 3 different times in my childhood that ultimately connected the dot for me about how I view love. And right now I'm healing through the belief that love is earned, love is competition, and love is not just deserving just because, but you have to earn it is really tough. Yeah, so I can see how that affects my relationships, not only with men, but with women, with children, with my kids and everything. So I had a flashback from my early childhood where I grew up. I'm adopted. I grew up and I constantly would see children coming into the home. Like it seemed like every month there was another family that came in, whether it was a sibling, brother and a sister together, whether it was triplets, or whether it was just a single person. Like, I'm literally watching on the sidelines like, damn, this is now I have to compete for love. Like, they're taking my spot basically. And I felt like the more people came in, the more kids that came in, like, the more I got shoved to the back. So it's a relief to be able to realize this now, because this is my first time actually being able to verbally vocalize exactly the connection that I'm feeling and how it has impacted even my marriage, my first marriage, which I'm divorced now, but I can definitely see how that played a huge part in it, and just how I used to date, and just all aspects of my life, essentially, because that was my subconscious, deep-seated belief. So being able to soothe that part of me and validate her feelings and her emotions and ultimately her worth, and just give her a hug and just look at her and hold her hands and cry with her and tell her that she is so loved. The healing in that, the power of healing, you guys. So I just really want to genuinely encourage you to meditate, to start a practice of meditation. It does not have to look like 40 minutes every day. It can be 5 minutes, it can be 3 minutes. It is just you being able to set aside all distractions and sit with yourself uninterrupted in pure darkness and go inward. And I promise you, when all of those distractions are gone and you have to face yourself, some things are going to be revealed to you that you may or may not be ready for. But that's something that there's so much power in that. So the feeling that I felt, even like once I was done addressing my little self, even my breath, and I could feel my diaphragm was lighter, and it just felt easier to relax. And the way that I'm able to translate my story to you guys right now is just so effortless, and it's just flowing because the energy is flowing right now, especially since I just got out of meditation. So this video is literally, even if it helps one person, I'm happy about that. But this is me just documenting, of course, my progress and my ascension process and my evolution, and sharing it with you guys. And I hope that it really can help just even one person. So if this video resonated with you, please don't forget to stop and hit that thumbs up button so that it can be delivered to the person who needs it the most. Okay, this liking the video really helps place this video in the hands of those that need it most. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, Lotus Babies, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.